Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the Sly Tiger Gaming podcast. I'm your host, John Hamilton, and joining me on this episode, we have Amy Dellery.
Hey.
Christian Young.
Hey.
And Christian Cardiello, also known as Chris.
Hello.
Missing this week, we don't have David or Peter, so we'll do our best to soldier on without them. Before we get any further, just with some feedback to some of the waffling in previous episodes, I have implemented a new system. Whenever someone starts waffling, this noise will sound.
Oh, makes me jump every time.
And they'll be promptly told to shut up. So, anyway, what has everybody been playing this week? Let's start with Chris.
I've been playing Diablo, actually, just because I recently bought the Reaper of Souls expansion, so I've been just grinding and doing that.
What class?
Fun with it.
What class?
Hold on, I haven't got the subtitles rolling underneath you yet.
Okay. With a monk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, how's the monk?
Pretty damn good. I love it. He makes people explode with his fists. So he was a favorite of mine the moment I saw the teaser back when the game didn't even come out. You know.
Like that. I've seen a porn like that.
What kind of stuff do you watch?
Roll 32. Roll 32. Now Todd's the archer and I'm the berserker.
I'm not the archer. We've been playing it on PlayStation 4, and
Nice.
he's wait, what? You're the
berserker thingy.
barbarian.
Yep.
Barbarian, and I'm the demon hunter. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so we've been playing that, and David was playing as well, and he was the
Crusader.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's nice to have a game that's not an indie title to play on PlayStation 4. So with that in mind, it's good. It'll do until Dragon Age. I want Dragon Age. I should play it.
You always want Dragon Age.
I want Dragon Age. It's great. I like that series.
I almost think you're being paid by Dragon Age to mention it every day.
No,
Yeah,
but I would
just
do it.
every podcast it seems to come up.
Just have the Dragon Age drinking game every time Todd mentions it. Take a shot.
Totally could.
Amy, what have you been playing?
Oh god, lots of things for a change actually, because I ended up with 4 days off of work. I finally finished Black Flag for Assassin's Creed.
Really? You can finish that game?
Yes.
Oh my god, I got like 10% in and was like, fuck this.
It'll be like this.
Well, I discovered that I had done like 90% of all the side missions, but I was only about 50% through the story.
How much
Which is why I
sailing did you
couldn't do the rest. A lot of sailing.
God. I was interested in the sailing.
We should
That's
point
why
out,
it's taken me so long.
we should point out at this point that Amy is suffering from, is it cold?
Flu.
Flu.
Again.
Yeah, Amy's...
Third time this year.
It's not like our listeners would notice. She's always sounded like this. She'll come on feeling fine soon, and people will be like, "Who's the new girl?"
Yeah, that was the main one. Otherwise, just Star Wars, MMO, and...
People still play that?
Christian, what have you been playing?
Everything and anything. We've started doing Let's Plays, so I'm doing Thief, Deus Ex, Brother, Tale of Two Souls.
Wait, what? Is it
Brother,
called that?
Tale of Two Sons, sorry, not Two Souls.
Two Souls.
And also been recording my League of Legends matches because I'm crap and I want people to show me how to play. So yeah, Thief's good. Deus Ex is the same thing, but sci-fi.
Wait, which Thief?
The 2014 one.
You like that game?
Yeah. Well,
I find the controls horrible.
are you playing on the Xbox?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be why. I'm playing on a computer.
Yeah. I keep thinking I should just buy it on Steam and like.
Oh no, don't! It's so crap. It is so crap. We're only playing through it. Like I'm doing the Let's Play with him, and I'm just making fun of it the whole way through. It's awful. It's so bad. No. If someone
fun.
gives it to you, then maybe play it out of not wanting to be rude. But don't buy it. Ugh.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I've got Goat Simulator for you, but I keep forgetting to give it to you.
For me,
Yeah.
yes, yes, give it to me. I will play that and make videos of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go into the news. I don't know, someone else. You can all make that noise as well, thanks. Okay, no.
Horn.
Stop. That's enough. Well done, guys. Great, good work. Okay, so quickly around the news. Recently, hackers are at it again. The most recent news on the list. So, Sony's PSN, League of Legends, Blizzard Games, EA as well, I've heard, have all been they've all been DDoSed. Some have been restoring their services. My understanding is Sony's come back on, but at the time of this podcast, the hackers are currently hacking into Xbox Live. They also managed to get, from a fake bomb threat, they managed to get John Smedley. He is the president of Sony Online Entertainment. They managed to get his flight diverted. So, good job, hackers. You're still as annoying as you've always been. The group of the hackers is apparently called Lizard Squad, and you can find them on Twitter if you want to know what's going on with them. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. Ouya is going to try its luck in China, because their Western launch was pretty spectacularly awful. And so they're appearing with the Chinese electronics giant Xiaomi, I think. Xiaomi.
Oh, they're a telecommunication company.
Yep, so they're brokering a partnership with Ouya to bring a stable of games to its new line of set-top boxes and smart televisions. Julie Ehrman, who's the Ouya founder, is still desperate to get this thing to do something, so good luck. Moving on to Gamescom. So, following Gamescom, MCV is reporting that Wii U games saw a 8.67% increase in pre-orders following the show. PS4 pre-orders. Pre-orders for PS4 titles were up 5.16%, and Xbox One software reservations rose by 2.81%. To be clear, that's not to say that Wii U games were pre-ordered the most, it's just that they had the biggest percentage increase week to week. So that's good for them. Specifically, specific games that benefited the most: Project Cars, 42.3% increase in pre-orders, followed by Rise of the Tomb Raider, Bloodborne, Hyrule Warriors, and Quantum Break. Call of Duty is skipping the Wii U this year. No one's really surprised. Not really much more to that news. I mean, you could replace that with any big game coming out this year. And finally, a new Yakuza game has been announced by the studio who makes the games for Sega, or Sega, depending on how you pronounce it. Sega. It is called Yakuza 0, and it is coming out for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, and it'll be shown off more at the Tokyo Game Show in September. Managed to get through that pretty quick. I managed to get through it without anyone waffling too long. I'm quite proud of myself. I'm going to give myself a clap.
You didn't give anybody any room to waffle.
I don't want waffling. Anyway, so between this episode and the last one, the Gamescom Expo happened, and from all accounts, the attendances were not given deodorant.
Of course.
So there were two big news stories that came out of this show, and for the first topic today, we're going to be talking about the Microsoft one, which was the exclusivity deal of Rise of the Tomb Raider. So, Chris, do you want to just sort of walk us through what happened?
My thoughts on that, or just what happened?
What happened? So walk us through what happened.
Well, basically, during Microsoft's conference at Gamescom, they announced the bombshell that Rise of the Tomb Raider was going to be Xbox exclusive, which obviously was met with quite a bit of rage from, initial confusion from the people in the crowd in that moment, and then just rage all over the internet. And, people were kind of really, really mad about that, and also because they weren't really being clear about what exclusive actually meant, if it was timed, if it was, whatever, stuff like that. Yeah. So they were being vague about it too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Microsoft stated it was to be a, quote, holiday 2015 Xbox exclusive, which most people thought would be a timed exclusive. But at that time, the Tomb Raider makers, who are Crystal Dynamics, they put out of all places, they put it on Tumblr.
I think it ended up on Tumblr, but
no. This came from their Tumblr first. This is from their Tumblr.
Oh,
this
fair
is
enough.
the thing. So they announced on their Tumblr. They said, as you have seen, we have just announced that Rise of the Tomb Raider coming holiday 2015 is exclusively on Xbox, which is very that contradicts what Microsoft had said where it was holiday 2015.
Yeah.
So we consider all of you the lifeblood of Tomb Raider and what we do at Crystal. I'd like to give you some insight into this decision and why we feel it's the very best thing for the Tomb Raider sequel we've been creating at the studio.
They gave us a buttload of money, thanks.
Pretty much, blah, 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 blah. That's them talking about how, happy they are with Microsoft. Then they go on to say, this doesn't mean that we're walking away from our fans who only play on PlayStation and PC. Those are great systems with great partners and amazing communities. And I think this comment, this is probably the one that pissed off people the most.
Yeah, we have that's exactly what they're doing.
We have Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris coming to those platforms this December, and Tomb Raider, the definitive edition, is available on PlayStation 4. Basically, they're saying you're not getting this, you can play the prequel to this, or you can play a puzzler game, which, whilst not bad, it's not at all the same thing. Around that time, Jeff Keighley from Game Trailers, he had tweeted that he'd spoke to many people here at the Xbox press conference on Tomb Raider, the official line that the game is, quote, exclusive on Xbox for holiday 2015. And then to further add to the confusion, you have Aaron Greenberg, who works for Microsoft, and he retweeted saying, that is not what we said, and Crystal Dynamics posted the same and went on to say that it's exclusive. And then,
I'm still really confused. Is it only over the holiday season and then releases afterwards?
It's been confirmed that it's timed, basically, but after 2 weeks. Yeah.
So then basically it took a few more days and a lot of backlash for Phil Spencer to clarify, and he stated that it has a duration. Basically, wouldn't say they will not say when it's going to end or anything like that. They're not comparing it to any other games. They're just saying that the exclusive has a duration, and I don't believe anyone when they say it's the power of Xbox One, because it's not exclusive to Xbox One, it's exclusive to Xbox One and Xbox 360. So the game is obviously not going to be taking full advantage of next-gen only platforms because it's coming out on a platform that came out in 2005.
Yeah.
So, Amy, what is your initial thoughts with this? What are your feelings?
Well, I thought it was a really weird one to be, like, when I first heard that it was Xbox was getting, because I was like, well, this is PlayStation. It's always been a PlayStation thing. If anything, I would have expected it to be a PlayStation exclusive. I don't know, I just find it real confusing, and I know it's like a marketing ploy, because, what's Uncharted or something comes out at the same time on PlayStation 4?
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
And that's basically what it is, and there's probably been a lot of money exchanging hands and stuff, but the way this was handled, like, no one really knew what was going on.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous. I think we all know that Xbox are terrible with marketing.
Oh, they like to lie. Like, basically, well, they get as close as they can to flat out lying. It's whatever they'll say whatever they can to make sure they have that only on Xbox logo on the box, only for it to be a lie later on. But it's nothing new for them. But I think it's just I can't think of any previous examples where a game that was multi-plat suddenly became exclusive, like a direct sequel to it. Some people have said, well, what about Bayonetta? But the difference is Bayonetta 2 would not have been made if Nintendo didn't step in, because it was auctioned off to Sega, to Microsoft, to Sony. No one wanted anything to do with it. Nintendo said, yeah, cool, let's do a deal, and that's fine. If anyone tries to say that Tomb Raider 2 or Rise of a Tomb Raider wasn't going to get made, they're deluding themselves. This was a big, well-received, it sold like 7 million copies. Like, It sold
I'm
well.
wondering if, like, that's the thing, that when it sold copies, more went to Xbox than they did PlayStation, and that's why they decided.
No.
But I don't know what the numbers are, but that's the only thing I can think of, is that a crap ton more went that way. Or they went the other way, that PlayStation had them all, so they're trying to bump sales by having it Xbox first, so that more people buy it on that, and then the rest will buy it later, but that doesn't make sense at all.
It also doesn't make sense when you factor in, like, at Gamescom, Sony announced their console sold 10 million. Like, they've got 10 million consoles out there ready to play this game. Microsoft has not announced the numbers for quite a while now. I think the last numbers they announced was like 5, but that was like July or June or July. Like, it was a while ago, so the numbers probably increased by then. But the fact that even now they still haven't announced their numbers after that, 10 million past it, I'd say it's probably not too far forward from that original 5. So it's a very weird deal. I think my understanding is that from what I've heard, a lot of people are expecting it's because they didn't want to go toe to toe with Uncharted on Sony's system.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. Yeah.
So they put it on Microsoft system to get that big push. And because, I mean, it's Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is going to sell whenever they put it on PlayStation and PC later. They then put it on PC and PlayStation 4 later, in 2016. And they just do a definitive edition or something, and it sells well again, so they make the money there as well. But unfortunately, they've handled this really terribly, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out now, because there is a lot of... the whole thing's just left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
I think understandably so, because it's...
I don't think it has for anyone with an Xbox, but for anyone that's on computer or PlayStation only, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially PlayStation, because it's that's where it came from. Didn't
it start off on Sega?
Oh, it might have, but I didn't have a Sega. I had to borrow my friends. We weren't allowed one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sega, then PlayStation, then Sega and PlayStation and PC. I think someone can look it up. I don't know.
I will be looking it up in a minute.
I've always thought of it as PlayStation.
I'm too serious about it. Yeah, I think Amy's right on this.
But yeah, it will be. I mean, the last Tomb Raider, that one got all its map packs and things first on Xbox. So they kind of started aligning with, and they also had the reveal for this game at Microsoft's E3 presser this year. So it was kind of slighted, this new reboot to Microsoft, but it is going to be weird.
Sega.
What?
Tomb Raider was
actually,
Sega.
Yeah.
No, but actually, it was released on Sega Saturn at the same time as a PlayStation, so I don't know if you could count that. Same year, so.
Anyway, as I was saying,
yes.
You asked us to look it up.
Yeah, exactly. You asked.
You could have waited.
No, there was never an opportunity.
Anyway, so it's going to be weird seeing it around that time. They're going to be we know Microsoft. They're going to be pushing this Xbox One only, and then they'll have the little also an Xbox 360 or something in the corner. Yeah. But it's going to be weird seeing Tomb Raider so heavily associated with the Xbox brand now. And it will work for a lot of people, especially I think in America, where the Xbox One does better than most of the world. It'll probably do pretty good there. I would say that they'll sell a decent amount of copies. I don't think it's going to outsell Uncharted 4 though.
No way.
I don't think so. Not this time. I mean, if it was PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, yeah, it had a good shot, but the PlayStation 4 is doing ridiculous numbers still, and games like The Last of Us, which is Naughty Dog again, like that single game was the top selling game in America for July. And that's a HD re-release of a previous game.
Yeah.
So I would say, unless something major changes this holiday season, I'd say that Naughty Dog's probably still going to knock it out of the park. But we'll see. Microsoft seems to be really pushing hard this holiday season. They've got their...
All the games are coming out that they have.
Well, they haven't got a whole lot. But
what games they have, they're pretty much pushing for end of October, start of November.
Yeah. So you've got the Master Chief Collection, you've got Sunset Overdrive, and that's being bundled. As usual, they're treating the Call of Duty as an Xbox exclusive. Although there was, I mean, Sony's pretty much doing the same with Destiny, which is why I find it funny that there's a lot of angry people out there complaining that Sony's doing that, whereas Microsoft's been doing it for years with lots of different games. But I did kind of
fanboys.
Yeah. At the Microsoft conference for, I'm trying to think of the word, the Microsoft conference for Gamescom, they made Phil Spencer came out and made a statement saying that Destiny will be the best place to play Destiny will be on Xbox One, and I couldn't help but laugh at that, considering Activision has not been pushing that game on Xbox at all.
No, because they know that it's pretty much just Halo with a different skin.
It's still doing. That's enough for it, though. That game is the most pre.
That's why they don't need to bother pushing it, because like when I went in and pre-ordered games for Xbox, the first thing the retailers did was tell me to try and get Destiny as well. I have no interest in that, but that's what they all do. They're like, "Oh my god, this is awesome, and you've got an Xbox, and you should totally get it on this." And it was weird.
My thought was more, whilst they're not promoting it at all on Xbox, they are pushing it hard on PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
like all the alphas and betas and everything started first on PlayStation 4. They've been at all of these Sony press conferences throughout the year and last year with big exclusive reveals. They've got all the exclusive content.
There's probably more money exchanging hands, sort of
definitely.
trying to spike people.
To be honest, to me, it feels like, wait a second, Destiny is still coming to Xbox? That's right, I forgot about that. So the way it's been marketed, so it's like, what the hell?
But it is kind of smart. I mean, because what they're doing with Destiny for PlayStation 4, they're still doing for Call of Duty on Xbox One. They're still pushing that hard on Xbox One because they know the audience is there. So it's quite smart that they've split it up, and I think that that's a pretty fair trade-off. You've got Call of Duty on Xbox One, even though it is on the other systems as well, and then you've got Destiny for PlayStation 4, and it's on the other systems too. I mean, all that content that's going to PlayStation is going to go to Xbox One eventually anyway, and same with the Call of Duty stuff. It always changes over. It just takes a while.
If you're willing to wait, doesn't matter.
Yeah. And of course, the other bundle they did the Sunset Overdrive bundle with the white Xbox One, the FIFA bundle, and the 1 terabyte Call of Duty one, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was tempted for that one, and I was tempted for the white one. So hard.
What do you mean you're tempted? You own one.
I know.
Rebuy it.
Sell it and buy a new one.
That's why there was a sigh at the end of that sentence.
Christian, you've been a little bit quiet. What are you thinking about this deal?
The Tomb Raider deal.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that in the last year of Microsoft having their face wiped all over the floor, anyone would even dare think about going near them with the words exclusive hanging around their neck.
It's money.
I don't even think... If you think there's enough money in the world to save you, you're blatantly wrong, and Crystal Dynamics blatantly found that one out the hard way. The backlash on the internet, no matter how many of those people would be legitimate buyers, nothing is worse than bad PR. And I'm just still surprised anyone except for struggling... Anyone but a struggling indie studio shouldn't be going anywhere near Microsoft and allowing them to woo them with their shiny, shiny deals.
But that said, Square Enix is a company. They're trying to make money.
They're a what? They're a what?
The thing is, like,
look at the sales figures. They'd be losing money.
The previous Tomb Raider game on PS3, like you said, or PS3, Xbox 360, and PC, sold like 6 million, 7 million or something, which is by anybody's logic, like successful. But for them, it was like it did not meet our expectations.
Oh, they always do that.
Hold on. It wasn't. So when they said that it hadn't hit that mark, I think it was like 4 or 5 million at that point, because they made that comment not too long after it came out.
But they said that about other games.
Yeah, but they said it's 6 to 7 million. That's towards the end of its cycle, and then I think includes the definitive editions.
Okay. Well, so but still, it doesn't make sense for them. after making such a statement to then go to just one console if you're really trying to bump up sales, you know?
Yeah. And that console also
So it's just you know, hypocrisy at its best.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it does contradict that statement. But then, of course,
Yeah.
there is the fact that they're probably, like most people are anticipating, that they're trying to not compete with Uncharted.
Can you just do what everybody else has done the last 6 months and delay your game? Delay your game.
What I think is
they can't delay.
No, what I think is either trying not to compete with Uncharted, or maybe Xbox tried to grab hold of something that's like their own Uncharted. I think
that's what they're doing here. They want Microsoft doesn't.
They want their own version of Uncharted. Yeah.
They don't buy studios or anything, so they're not going to invest in a studio to make their own Uncharted, but they will buy an Uncharted-like game to compete against it. And I think Phil Spencer did that as well. I mean,
the thing is I'm afraid that after this whole deal, the next Tomb Raider game, and hopefully it won't carry over to the next games in the series, but it will always be remembered as this game with this kind of crappy PR decision with the exclusivity. You know what I mean? Like it's a stain on the series for sure now.
Oh yeah,
that's the way it was handled, the way it was announced, and I'm just afraid that it may hurt the series on the long run.
Well, the last one did well, but initially had a rocky start, especially when they started sort of exploring the the sexual abuse saga of Tomb Raider.
That's not to do with the either console though. That was just
but like the game itself is a rejuvenated series.
Yes,
and there's a tiny black mark on the first one, which we've actually all moved on because the game was pretty good.
Yeah, that's it.
Second black mark. If there's a third black mark,
nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. The only way that this series has killed itself, it's done it a couple of times. One was the Angel of Darkness for the PlayStation 2, and that was because that game you had to work up your physical stats so you could open a door.
Or move a box, which you needed to actually progress to the level,
And then the reboot from that one, the Underworld sort of series, that one it didn't flop or anything. It just the game kind of fizzled out. People were just a little bit over it because it had 3 sequels that were very samey, so it kind of fizzled out. This was a complete new reboot. It did well. That's fine. But the fact is, this game now, it's already had its reboot already associated with the Xbox, and this has just made that stronger. So going forward, I wouldn't be surprised if the next Tomb Raider after this one also has another Xbox deal. It just depends on how much money Microsoft's willing to put up for it.
My biggest problem is just the way the whole exclusive announcement was handled. It's not necessarily the fact that it's timed, which still sucks, because I want as many people as possible to play the game, and
but they will. They will play it.
No, of course, no. I'm just mad at the way the PR has been handling this, because I hate that kind of corporate crap, and the way Crystal Dynamics has been like just using really big words to make it sound like it's in the best interest, when really the translation is they gave us a truckload of money. Okay, thanks.
And the fact that Tumblr post went up almost instantly after the announcement means that they probably were anticipating that there was going to be backlash. So.
I don't think to this level, because the backlash was bad, and I don't think they were really realizing what they were doing.
It was bad enough to get Phil Spencer out to actually clarify that, and I don't think they've ever done that before. So
the thing is, the best part is that I've seen backlash even from Xbox One users. So yeah.
Well, people claiming to be Xbox One users. Okay, we're going to take a break, and then we come back, and we'll be talking about the other big announcement from the show regarding PT. Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of the Sly Tiger Gaming podcast. I am joined by Amy Dellery, Kristen Young, and Chris Cardiello. Which you can say
hello.
Hi again.
Hello.
Hey,
Nailed it, guys. This is going real well.
Well, you don't really tell us.
No, well...
Kind of went super fast. We didn't have time to say hi.
Exactly.
It came to me too fast.
Give us the space to actually say hi.
Overusing that. Already. Abuse of power.
I was going to push it again. Okay.
Abuse of power.
Anyway, so if you're just joining us now, we're about to start chatting about the other side of Gamescom. Another big announcement that had a I guess, warmer reception than the Tomb Raider exclusivity deal, and that was the very random, very abrupt, and sudden announcement of the playable demo for PT. So if you haven't, I mean, by now I'm assuming most people have already, if they haven't played it, you already know what PT is. It's a free demo you can download on your PlayStation 4. But those who managed to get through the demo found out that PT, which is a horror playable teaser, is actually an interactive teaser for Silent Hills, which is the new game in development by Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and starring... Oh, damn it. What is it? Norman Reedus. I was going to say Norman Bates, but that is the guy from Psycho. Different person. Different Norman. Yeah, which nobody knew. I mean, you could theoretically say you could saw it coming because there were lots of hints and teasers and stuff throughout Kojima's Twitter and that.
Hindsight bias.
But I mean,
Kojima is the master of trolling, so
yeah. By and large, I mean, and it was a woman in the UK who first stumbled across it. You can find her Let's Play sort of thing live of the game as she discovered it, where she just sort of loses her nut, as you would do, which is quite cool. She only had two or three people watching, so it's quite funny that someone who had only one or two people watching managed to break this big, huge news story. So, good for her.
Especially when Kojima actually planned like the last puzzle in the game to be really hard, so that it would take weeks to decipher. But then it took like a day. Yeah. Yeah,
she stumbled through it. She doesn't even. The funny thing is, she says, she herself has said that she didn't know how she managed to wing it through. She had no idea.
Especially since the last puzzle includes like talking into the microphone or something, but nobody is still like I've seen like guides for the teaser, and people still haven't really figured it out how the last
apparently
puzzle
there's
really
lots
works.
of different sort of answers and ways of doing it. Because one of my friends, they were stuck for ages on like the final part, and then at one point they finally sort of stopped. And they were trying to think, and then they heard like a baby crying or something. I don't know. I haven't...
There is one thing where you actually have to stop walking to trigger like a third baby cry, and then you have to do something else for a fourth one, and that's the end.
Yeah. So neither of you have played it because Chris doesn't have a PlayStation 4. Amy doesn't have a PlayStation 4.
No, actually, no. I have played like maybe like 20 minutes or half an hour because my brother has a PS4 and he brought it over, and I told him about it. But by then I told him already it was Silent Hill, and he's interested in it, so we started playing a bit, but we didn't really get too far.
What did you think? Like it's friggin' creepy.
No, it's creepy as hell. And what really got me was when later I found out that actually in the teaser the graphics are slightly reduced to make it look like it's an inexperienced studio working on it, and that already creeps me out. Like, I don't want to see how it really looks in the game if that's toned down. But I don't know, like, I didn't like the repetitive side of it because you're really doing the same hallway over and over and over. But
that's the core gameplay mechanic, is that it's...
No, I know. Well, I mean, granted. Like, no. Thing is, I've been a Silent Hill fan ever since the first one, so I know it's some psychological stuff that I don't know about because I don't know the story or the character or whatever. So there must be some meaning into it.
Yeah, they said that this is not indicative of Silent Hill. So this is just a waste.
No, I know.
So
yeah, just a teaser. Yeah, but I already had like a pretty vivid nightmares of that ghost lady that's just around the hallway in the house.
I watched that most of the day, like watching various different internet people playing it, and every time I always jump because she'd be standing like people who could see her standing there but hadn't triggered her movement yet. She's still just standing there glitching out. And
ironically, the part that actually freaked me out the most, because then I also watched playthroughs of it, was when you have to zoom in into the door that's slightly open, and then she comes in and closes it. I don't know why that freaks me out more than she jumping on you and killing you. It's just, yeah.
I also have a thing like the phone, that one creeps me out as well, and when she's outside, that also is a bit creepy.
Oh, yeah.
She's
the thing is, actually, something that I did not notice in many walkthroughs because very few people bother to look up where there's like a second floor. She stares at you from up there,
Yep.
And that freaks me out too. He just stands there, not moving, and like, ooh, I do not like you.
Yep. No, whenever Silent Hills comes out, I don't know if I'll be able to play it. Like, these two are pretty messed up individuals, so...
Oh, the thing is,
We'll
I
see.
love Hideo Kojima, and I like Guillermo del Toro, so, like, like I said, I've been a fan of Silent Hill, but it's... The last 2-3 games have not really been the best. I've played them out of love for the franchise, but I kind of pushed myself to finish the last 2 games. But if anybody can give it the creep factor that Silent Hill deserves, is Kojima. Like I have complete faith in the guy, so yeah.
Amy, what are your thoughts?
I'm easily terrified, so yeah. Even
have you watched it?
I watched like 20 seconds of it, maybe, of that girl's video. But yeah, I didn't have sound at work when I watched it. Whenever it was that it came out.
Her name, the user, is her, if you are trying to find her to watch that clip of her finding the reveal of Silent Hills. Her Twitch name is, I think it's her Twitch name, Soapy Warpig, which is a pretty cool name. So yeah, you can find that online. It'll
speaking
be.
of the teaser, though, like, whose turn is it?
It's Amy's turn, but you started talking.
Amy, sorry, yeah, because something came to my mind and I didn't want to forget about Amy's turn, so I thought that.
I was going to say,
Wait,
even when Jordan gets his PlayStation 4 sometime in the next few weeks, and that they'll all try to play it, but I will probably have to go into another room. But the problem is, like, I'm told it's puzzles and stuff, and I really like puzzle games.
Well, it's puzzles, but you don't know that they're puzzles. They're pretty well hidden. Like, you have to walk 10 without any prompts. You have to wait for it to hit midnight on the clock. Walk 10 steps. Then there's chimes. Something with a phone. You've got to trigger the ghost. Walk back. Read some text. Go back. Wait for baby cry. Baby cry. Baby cry.
So it's like playing Myst.
Yeah, but it's like, all these things you've got to, you wouldn't know unless someone had told you what to do. So it's very, that's why it's taken so long. And I think even now, no one has a definitive, this is how you beat it. Now, have you guys heard about the radio in there and what's...
Vaguely. Someone has mentioned the radio. Well,
So-
more than one person.
I think it's there's radio speak in Swedish, I want to say, but I'm not 100% sure of the language, but basically translated, now I can't find it, hold on, is it PT radio speak, as you can see, oh, here we go, okay, so... Yeah, basically, it states. So if you have it in English, if you get it translated, it basically states the voice in the radio on the game states that the radio drama from 75 years ago was real, which is likely in reference to the War of the Worlds radio drama narrated by Orson Welles in 1938. It's technically 76 years ago, but that number might have just been rounded down. This is the radio play that caused people to believe aliens actually invaded. One of the lines in the video is subtitled that they are him and her, but the line is mumbled and it's as if someone might have also suggested that they are here on Earth. It says about how don't bother going to police, they're already involved, they watch and oversee everything. It could be just a reference to the UFO endings from the previous games, or it could be hinting at the direction for the new game. So, if it's hinting at the new direction for the game, what are your thoughts on a alien invasion themed Silent Hills?
That's my thought on it. Not too sure about that one. I'm kind of
Depends how it's
like
used.
I said, well, the thing is, I have faith in Kojima, but I don't. Knowing the franchise, It's a psychological horror game. It's not an alien invasion horror game. So.
It can still be, if you have a small town like Silent Hill, and there is an alien invasion in terms of you don't know who's an alien or not, there's room to play around with psychological horror there. There have been a lot of...
No, like I can see it work, but it's just I'm just basing it on my experience with the franchise before, and it can work. It's just like I'm really I don't know. I don't know what to think about this.
Not quite so excited anymore.
No. I'm still excited, especially because I've been wanting a very good Silent Hill for a while, and the fact that Kojima is working on it makes me excited to no end. Really, like when he showed up on Sony's conference, and at first he was talking about Metal Gear Solid 5, and that was a very weird appearance because he was just talking about the different uses of the box, which I understand. It's
so
become.
funny.
No, exactly. It's perfectly Kojima style. It's just like only Kojima would have the balls and the talent to show up at a conference and just talk about a cardboard box in a game that suddenly has so many features, and then suddenly the PT thing, which everybody was
no one
confused
had any knowledge that was related to him. Just after he got
exactly
stage,
that's actually what I wanted to say before. Like I love the fact that they didn't say what the game was at the conference. It basically gave the power into the players' hands to find out for themselves, which made it far more interesting, more powerful, and just terrifying as you play through the teaser. And like I want to know what game this is, and then finally Silent Hill.
I think it only works for a game like this. I don't think you could have like.
And it only works from somebody as Kojima. Like it works for Silent Hill and from Kojima, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, I mean,
if anybody had done this, people would not be on the, that interested. Sorry.
Let me finish. I was going to say that it. I mean, regardless of who the developer is, I mean that's a good payoff. But stealth revealing a game like this, it wouldn't work with like a sports title or an RPG so much. You couldn't do that. I mean, maybe something like a franchise like Kingdom Hearts could kind of be revealed as a teaser sort of game, but you couldn't have people play through a demo and then find out, oh my god, it's this at the end of it. It wouldn't work. I think it's sort of a lightning in a bottle thing. It's a one. I don't know if. Everyone's going to be super suspicious of any indie titles that just sort of release from now on, thinking that someone else is behind it. But I think it worked well with this being like how at the moment let's plays of horror games are really really big, like Outlast and Splendor. Not Splendor. What is that?
Slender.
Slender. Slender Man.
Slender Man. That's terrifying.
Like that sort of thing is really big right now. So it's just been an absolute masterstroke, and I don't think I've had anyone say anything bad about its reveal. It's I think we were talking a while ago about franchises we'd like to see come back, and one of the ones I was going to suggest but I ended up not mentioning was Silent Hill. It's been a long time since there's been. I mean, there have been okay Silent Hill games, but there's not been a sort of Silent Hill game
like a PS Vita twin stick shooter game, which I was like, what?
Yeah. So no, it's very very cool. I like the idea of having really creative ways of announcing games.
Exactly.
So, yeah. No, that's
and it works with the mystery angle of Silent Hill in general. So it's just good.
Yeah. No, perfect. Much better reveal for that than the Tomb Raider.
I'm just wondering now what PT stands for, though. That's
playable trailer,
playable teaser.
Teaser, that's the one. Yeah.
Playable teaser.
It can be, but still.
Also, if you Google it, there's he also went into detail about why the studio was called 778 or something. Yeah, but no, very cool. If you haven't tried it yet, go out there and get it. One last thing I was going to talk about in regards to Silent Hills before we move on to something else. Does anyone think it's going to be exclusive?
Ooh.
I can see it be exclusive because Silent Hill was kind of, has always been, at least for the PS1 and PS2 era, was always a PlayStation exclusive.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Silent Hill 1, I mean.
Silent Hill 1 was, 2, and the rest of them have all been on Xbox and PlayStation.
Oh, fair enough. Then I just got completely confused on that. Oops. But the thing is, at least for me, I've always matched Silent Hill with PlayStation.
Yeah.
So.
Amy, what do you
I
think?
don't know. No idea.
Amy!
What?
Amy! Wake up,
Sorry,
Amy!
I was slightly interrupted.
She's fallen
The
off.
thing is, the teaser was only made for PlayStation 4, so that could be hinting at something, maybe.
I'm asking Amy now.
Yeah.
You've had your...
Well,
No. That
he
was
pretty much
that was
just said
that was
what
just
I was
me
about
adding
to
something
say.
for
Like,
discussion.
as far as I know, it's not got the Xbox teaser, right?
Sorry?
As far as I know, it's not got the Xbox teaser.
No.
So that I figured it must be a PlayStation 4 game. That the fact that it's only got the teaser on PlayStation 4, but maybe they weren't ready to put it on Xbox yet. But I don't know.
Well, they did announce it at Sony's conference.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was available to download at the conference as well.
Maybe it'll be a short-term exclusive.
Christian, what do you think?
About the exclusivity of it.
Yes, pay attention, damn it.
Well, yeah, it's just this is not the Silent Hills thing is nothing I am actually even well versed in. I've never liked horror anyway. But no, I think the fact that it was on PS4 and Hideo Kojima has a good relationship with Sony, so to say, I think it's just going to be it's either going to be Sony exclusive, or at the very worst it'll come out multi-plat, but it'll have, you know, like you know how like you have a game that's multi-plat, but it's all the advertisings for one console.
Like Tomb Raider's gonna be.
Yeah, so to say, or like Destiny
Or
at the
like
moment.
Destiny has been, yeah.
Yeah,
And Call of Duty and stuff.
Well, speaking of Kojima, he's doing the same with Metal Gear 5. Like, it's coming to Xbox as well, but now the marketing has been far more focused on PlayStation.
Has it?
That's the way I've seen it anyways.
They've shown it off at both companies' E3 conferences, and actually no, it's it has. It's been shown at both. But they haven't.
But the gameplay that they've shown was always on PS4, and now.
Well, not at the Xbox One reveal.
No, of course not. But no, I don't know. I'm either getting I'm either biased on this, or I'm just flat out confused. Could be both.
From my as far as I'm aware, they haven't really got behind a single platform on that yet. It's been pretty evenly split. I think you're a delusion. I think you're all deluding yourselves if you think this is going to be an exclusive. Silent Hill's never been an exclusive franchise ever since the first one. It's been on.
We can hold you to that if it turns around.
Go for it. If you, but no, I'd say it's definitely going to be on PlayStation 4. And it'll probably be on Xbox One and probably PC as well, because it's the Fox engine that it's running on. They've just announced that Silent Hill 5 is coming to PC, so I'd be very surprised if it didn't end up on all platforms. Anyway, we will take a quick break, and then we come back, we will have the bets for the week, and Amy will be into... Oh, yeah. Whoops. Okay, that away. Amy won last week's bet. Ta-da!
Oh.
Okay, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back. Welcome back to part 3 of the slytigergaming podcast. As previously, I've been joined by Amy, Christian, and Chris.
Hi.
Hello.
And so just before we wrap up today, we're going to get into the bet. So I accidentally spoiled it just before, but we'll get into that in a minute. So the bet for this week is regarding Dance Central Spotlight, an upcoming Xbox One exclusive, and I want everyone to bet on what its Metacritic score is going to be. So I'll give you a moment to think about it. So, and whilst you think about it, you three, I'll just give you a little bit of background on the franchise. So Dance Central is the Kinect-only game. It comes out for Xbox One. Previously, it was an Xbox 360 series, and it sold really well with the Kinect. It's a dancing game. No dance mats required. 2 of you. I think it's from the second one. You could have 2-player. But yes, it's a downloadable only title. It's coming out. I think it's downloadable only. Someone can check that if they want. Coming out Xbox One, and it's due out early September. So let me see. Christian, where do you think it's going to rank?
92.
All right, 92. Let's ask our resident Xbox fangirl, Amy.
I wouldn't call myself a fangirl. 82.
82. Okay, and Chris.
I was gonna go with 80, but I don't know if that's too close to Amy's.
Yeah, go for it.
80? Then. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for 75. So just to reconfirm, we have Chris on 80, Christian 92, myself on 75, and Amy on 82. Of course, Pete and David are not with us on this episode, so their votes are invalid. Okay, and last episode, our bet was on how many unannounced games were going to make their debut during Sony's Gamescom press conference, and that included remasters. Now, by my count, there were 12, and they were The Tomorrow People, Hellblade, Volume, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, Hello Point, Rune Master, Snow, Pixen Cat, PT, Tearaway Unfolded, Alienation, and Wild. So it's 12 if you include PT, 11 if you don't. Christian had 7, Chris had 5, David had 77 and completely overshot, and I had 8. But Amy got it on the head with 11.
Woo!
So Amy wins, and Amy has chosen this week's outro song. So it's from OC Remix. Amy, what is the song?
Hang on. It's called Music Colors. It is a Sims 3 one, and I haven't listened to it, so it's going to be fun finding out what it is.
It's remixed by Gooey Frog, and you can find it on OC Remix. So we'll start that playing now, and we're going to boost out of here because Amy's about to topple over and pass out. Just reminding everyone, you can catch our Let's Play series on our YouTube channel, Sly Tiger Gaming. Just search that on YouTube. Currently, we've got some Dragon Age, Thief, Deus Ex, League of Legends are up there, and more has been added every couple of days. You can tweet us at slytigergaming, and you can also email us at slytigergaming@gmail.com. Okay, that is it for us. On behalf of my lovely panel of Christian, who's put his mic on silent because I can hear him talking through the wall.
No, sorry. Yeah, I'm here.
Try that again. On behalf of myself and Christian.
Hi.
Chris.
Hello.
And Amy.
Is she alive?
And she's passed out.
Oh, but I'm going to presume you said my name at some point there.
I did.
You need to get that internet fixed out.
Yeah, it is.
It's just others keep doing stuff.
You're probably close enough to our house to use our Wi-Fi.
I think she's passing out. Going in and out of consciousness. It's goodbye from us, and until next time, you can always catch us on f5.net.nz, and you can download and subscribe to the podcast in iTunes. Okay, everybody, that's it for us. Have a great night. Bye.
Alright, bye-bye.
Cool. Okay, cut it. Amy, you can go to sleep.
Yay!